I'm soundproof. Came out the pussy a grown man. Yeah, already knowing that death was my best friend. A dealt hand. Playing you niggas like baseball. My World Series is a mascara. Tearing your face off. You bitches is free. So no need in having the knowledge of oneself. Go left, right at the moment. It's like
Chris James already.
Bitch, now I must murder your whole clique. They all click. Waiting for dicks to molest them. One nut from the head of my gun is deafening. Here come a toy. One little holla at your boy. Bring the noise. Cause I'ma holla at your boy. Bad choice. Cause I'ma holla at your boy. Holla when I holla at your boy. Kick it on the one with the funky lyric that is so smooth. And it's a bet that I make all these hoes groove. Some around, you I collect my check. Wipe the sweat with the pep, then I'm a jet. To the set with the rhyme, maybe I drop on ya. Make CDs, later I'm a cold on ya. But it proved OG got the front line. You just believe that I'ma do it to you every time. See, I ain't scared of no one when they all deep. On my trips and none of these fools don't even know OG at all. But fool fall for the trap anyway. They got this dog, they can't get nowhere, please. See, used to pimp, and you just gang ho. And now you happy cause you got a big bankroll. Well, Holmes, here's a little tip. You on my shit list. About to get your shit like.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How everybody doing? Hey, man, y'all welcome to the podcast. I want to thank all y'all, man, for continuing to show y'all support, man. It's a beautiful thing. Y'all definitely are the two main supporters of this podcast, man. And I promise y'all, in the end, man, we're going to make all this work out. Turquoise, whenever you do come, we definitely can't forget about you because we know you're a big support also, you know. Man, your views and your comments, all that matters. Y'all know it. Now, I want to start out with a little small little reading. And this small little reading says, if you really want to change the quality of your life, change how you spend your time. If you change how you spend your time, you change how you spend your money. If you wake up dumb, that's what you bought yesterday. With that being said, my name is Keith Coney.
I'm Mia Coney.
And this is Camp Talk with the Coneys. You know, well, hopefully, ain't nobody taking that I'm trying to say that they dumb, but basically we really need to start understanding that it's not so much as money that's the main thing that matters in our life. Our time matters more than money. You got guys out there that's shooting basketball right now, man, and them folks is getting paid millions and millions of dollars to just shoot a ball in a hoop, to watch a little bitty ball come to them and they hit it with a stick, to kick a ball in the net. You know, these folks is getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do that. And our energy is being, you know, folks are giving us $7.25, you know, $10, you know, $8, $9.75. That's what they giving us for our time, you know. And it's like, if we really took the opportunity to put more value to our time than what we're allowing people to put on our time, we could do a lot better, you know. Again, if we wake up dumb, that's because that's how we invested our time and our money. Now today, we plan on doing a reading out of my book, The Institution. You know, so hopefully you guys will like this, you know. So now this is what I want y'all to do too. While I'm reading, if you have anything that you want to say during the time that I'm reading, please go ahead and post it. My baby is gonna be on point watching. You know what I'm saying? And I still will pause, and we still could be able to talk a little bit, unless y'all decide to just want to sit back and just listen to the book. Now, when we down to 15 minutes left, I want to take the opportunity to definitely sit back then and get some feedback from you guys on what y'all think about the book. For one, definitely, by the time this reading is over, I want y'all to definitely let me know, should I continue or should I just go ahead and stop to see if it's a waste of time. But here we go. The name of this book, if y'all can see that, is called The Institution. Copyrighted in 2022 by Keith Elliott Coney. All rights are reserved. It is not legal to produce, duplicate, or transmit any part of this document in either electronic means or print format, nor video recordings. Recordings of the publication is strictly prohibited.
Okay. Before you start, baby, we have a quick comment. If you use your time to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself, money will come.
That's the exact point right there. Because you and your time is the money. We really got to put more value on our time. We really do. You know, we walk up in the job and these folks just tell us what they gonna pay us. We should have a high demand on what they pay us. Okay, now here we go, folks. Prepare.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. This is not an easy story for anyone to tell, and I truly do not recommend that anyone be placed or place themselves in a situation to have to do this either. Right now, there are a lot of secrets that are about to be given away, and a lot of laws that are about to be broken and violated. Many truths that are about to be revealed right now may cause many people to die, yet it will also secure so many people in a way that they will be alive and not just living. This is that makes it so difficult to live or be alive when you are coming from where I came from. You see, in many small towns such as Dublin, Georgia, people from the city tend to come this way and attribute a name to the masses of people as country niggas. Then to top it off, they start saying that we are slow due to our geographical location. And that type of thinking, my friend, have led to a lot of people returning to their family and to be boxed up. There were many people to never be found in these swampy woods. So no matter where you're from, it seems you would think it's common sense that everyone should really have sense to know that not everyone possesses the same mind frame, and that on every block you go to, every neighborhood, or every town, I'm willing to promise you that there's that one motherfucker that you think that is not there. And that motherfucker is there. And that motherfucker is waiting, anticipating on both death and destruction, so that he may grasp the opportunity to lay hold of its prey and kill with no remorse. For the devil walks by like a roaring lion, seeking all whom it may devour. That should be easily understood and taken seriously. It is in a small town such as these that there exists some of the most powerful and most outstanding minds. They are prophets, leaders, and protectors. If it were only possible for these individuals, these intellects, to come together as one, if they could find some type of way to exist under one concept, pledge, one flag, and agree to one ultimate purpose and goal, that would be the definition of salvation. A lot of individuals find ways to not want this fear to happen, and they would do what they think is necessary to be done in order to prevent this purpose, this goal, or this fear from happening. We must also begin to know that there are also those who just must find excuses. They'll find any excuse in the world to believe that this unification cannot and will not be done. It is these type of believers that put me on this course, that has granted me insight on this subject. Because in the book of Genesis, located in the Bible, it clearly states, now the whole earth has one language and one speech. Would you not think that in order to get the entire planet to possess one language and one speech, that all the people had to be on one accord? Now, the thing that should truly bother us about this book is that as we continue to read on, the Lord became displeased because the people, or maybe subjects, came up with an idea to build a tower to heaven. This confused me more, seeing that if it upset the Lord, then that must mean that the Lord felt threatened that these people could build a tower to a place that cannot be seen until after death. Not only is this fear clarified as we continue, the Lord felt as if he allowed for that to happen. Then he knew for a fact that there would be nothing that these people would not be able to do. It's as if they would become more powerful than the Lord. Because of this fear, the Lord sought to come and to confuse the people, that they may not understand one another. It is then safe to say that it was then that he realized that all of this shit sounds just like a government conspiracy. Not only am I willing to stand on that, people, you must see that this conspiracy, with this conspiracy that was created many different ways of life, many different religions, many different gangs, and many different organizations. Now, the duty and the purpose, the goal, is to fight to get us back on one accord, to hold on to one language, to one truth. And it can be done. Yet in order to do that, we must first learn how to destroy the institution. And the institution is defined as an established practice, law, or custom, a society, a corporation, especially of a public character. That was the introduction. This is chapter 1. Bro, slow that shit down. And don't put your hands on my motherfucking money. You know damn well your number jive, said 2K as he stretched forth his hand to prevent the other fella from picking up the money. Of course, we know that 9 times out of 10, when somebody is shooting dice, there's going to be a couple of niggas shooting or just a couple of niggas being spectators. Today, though, these niggas sat around to see if some shit was going to jump off, just so they could see, just so they could be the hyenas they are and feed off someone else's animosity. The fact is this: if no one wanted to see anything jump off, as soon as you see and hear some niggas having some misunderstanding or someone around you is being a shit starter, then you will automatically put some input in so that you may diffuse the situation. Today, you can see the darkness in everybody's eyes. You can feel the animosity walking by, touching you as if it was a fallen angel, Azazel, yet not possessing the body of one of the touch. 2K is a well-respected person around here in his neck of the woods. After all, he was the big cuz of his Crip gang down the way. All that respect and what you represent shit was out the door at this moment. This was a day that did not have anything. This was the day that did not even have to be about taking what you earn. Today was about just wanting to see a fight just because. And the truth is, can these niggas really fight? Besides that, hell, this was not even 2K's side of town. And that's not cool. 2K was from the south side of Dublin. Yet this moment, he was hanging in the east side. And they did not hold the same respect. For one, 2K was talking major shit while he was winning his guy's money. Then on top of that, he was pronouncing the word 5 as jive, knowing that this guy he's shooting against was affiliated with the Blood Gang. 2K was a known killer and well-respected gangbanger. Why would none of his homies be around to secure this person of this caliber? As hard as it seems it is to explain this, it's also easy. The same motherfucker you trust is your enemy, even your children. By people blinding themselves to not seeing this truth of those reasons, they will always continue to fall victim to their attachments. No one aided 2K in his endeavor because in the end, a lot of niggas wanted to see him dead. It is puzzling to see a high-ranked member that has no respect enough from his gang that they will protect him. Yet truth be told, everybody hated 2K, especially the opposition. 2K had real problems when it came down to drinking, what the Indians call firewater. Or to choose an easier word to understand, 2K could not handle his liquor. Though he was a drinker, 2K was in great condition because he still loved to work out. 2K was 5'8" with the weight of 190 pounds. And honestly, you really would not like to be in this guy's face when he allowed those bottled spirits to intermingle with his soul. Why he chose the gangbang is unknown. Yet, realize it or not, this young man possesses a mind, or maybe just mentality of Malcolm X. He has the speech deliverance of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, yet this intelligent human being also comes with the personalities of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This young man will always find himself in these type of situations simply because he has no willpower at all to tear himself away from that bottle. 2K on every occasion of drinking, sometimes it will cause him to have what is called blackouts. And when he does this, not only will he become a totally different person, 2K would not even remember what all had happened the next day. It is as if he had become two totally different people. He will become what we would call two entities existing in the same body at the same time. 2K would often tell people who come to him with a complaint the next day that the person who did that shit, you need to talk to the person who did that shit to you was not the sober me. Take that up with the drunk me. And it was truly that part of him that everybody had began to hate. A lot of people feared him. And it was not at all because of his anger and drunkenness. People envied his success and intelligence. Everyone was anticipating on seeing 2K go to prison for the rest of his life or even dying in the streets. Whichever one happened first did not matter. The only thing that mattered was something consistent of taking 2K off the streets or the fuck out of Dublin, Georgia. 2K had the opportunity to think about all those things and more, and to visualize his conversation right before his body came smashing like a fallen tree to the ground. I must have missed something too. The person that 2K got blindsided, so I had something got missing out of him. Yeah. The person blindsided 2K was of course a part of a blood gang who went by the name Cash Gotti. This young man was quickly rising in the rankings, and he was very notorious when it came down to handling his business. Tomorrow night, all the big dogs were getting together to throw a celebration for young Cash Gotti. They were giving him what is known as a blessing to start his own setup under the Blood Gang, and they were giving him a few young pups to make it official. And now that he had knocked 2K out, he knew he was going to have some smoke.
We got a comment. Chris James said a lot of knowledge and eye-opening wisdom, but he had no understanding.
At all. At all. Now, hey, check him out as he continued to. Tomorrow night, all the big dogs were getting together to throw a celebration for young Cash Gotti. They were giving him what is known as a blessing to start his own set up under the Blood Gang. And they were giving him a few young pups to make it official. And now that he had knocked 2K out, he knew he had to smoke. He knew he had to smoke this crab. He knew his sting around the hood was about to go up some more when he did this bitch. As soon as 2K body hit the ground, young Cash Gotti had a Glock 40 that he had quickly snatched from under his shirt, aiming at the head of the unconscious body. Just as Gotti had decided to pull the trigger, an older woman with a creative mixture of gray dancing through the blackness of her hair came bursting through the door of one of the housing complexes, screaming, "No! Don't do it, Cash! Please stop, baby! God have mercy, don't do it! Please don't do it!" Gotti did not even bother to look up as he continued to stare at 2K's unconscious body, still gripping his scrap. The old lady that was screaming at him as if he were crazy was his mother. He could recognize her voice anywhere. Without looking back, he slowly placed the pistol back inside his pants, then looked over at the guy 2K had knocked out. "Somebody wake that nigga ass up," said Gotti angrily. Gotti looked around at the crowd that began to form, and then he looked over at his crying mother and began yelling out, Nobody better assist this Smurf in no form or fashion. If any bitch or bitch ass nigga decide to help this motherfucker, your ass will die a very horrific and terrible death today." After he spoke his piece, he put his arm around his mother and walked away to sit on the porch. With her so that they may talk while the other guys help their homie up. Though it is known that there are a lot of people in this town that really want to see the worst happen to 2K, yet I promise you that even in the truth, there still exists that there are just as many people that want to see him do better and will always be loyal to him. Within the next few minutes of Gotti sitting on the porch, there were so many cars pulling up on Jordan Street that people began to think it was about to be a block party going down, until they noticed that all the people that were exiting the cars were all wearing dinkies with blue rags tied around their heads and hanging from their pockets. Every willing body that exited a car, truck, or spaceship were packing some artillery from handguns to automatics. These motherfuckers had shit that you would think only the military would have in their possessions. How did they get their hands on these type of things? Upon exiting the car, 4 of the members of the Crip gang went directly over to their comrade's unconscious body to pick him up and place him back in the seat and place him in the back seat of one of the many rides that forced its way on the streets of East Dublin. As the other members stood by in silence, and now there were a great many that had began to even place their blue rags around their faces and started standing in fashions to where the gangbangers appeared to really have some form of military attack strategy, as they began cocking their guns, preparing to run down any motherfucker that moved the wrong way. Many people proclaim that they want to live this type of lifestyle, to glorify killing innocent niggas gangster style, until the storyline changes and makes an exodus from the hunted to the hunter. It is then, in millions of other situations just like these, that will make the most fearless killer call upon the name of God in whatever language needed to express the desired help that they need. Excuse me. Gotti's mother name was Daisy Roth, whom everyone in the projects called Mama Gotti. Miss Mama Gotti was old school. She knew the struggle and the root of what they thought was hate for one another. Miss Gotti grew up at a time when sticking together depended on whether everyone would eat or starve, live or die. She saw what was about to happen, and if no one else would speak to these young men, she not only would, but she also knew she had to. It was the job of a Christian. What Christian today do you think would have that much faith in their God and their people that they will approach people at a heated moment such as this? And while at least 30 young men are armed and dangerous gangbangers, ready to shoot anybody down that do not agree with their lifestyle. Miss Gotti also understood some of the concepts of loyalty that these young men stood upon. She just saved one of theirs from getting killed. So now they owe her a favor back. And on top of that, she's an elder in the community. Mama Gotti was right about all these things. Yet what she did not know was that these young men already knew. They already had the information detailed out from the beginning of their dice game, all the way to Mama Gotti, the mother of their enemy, stopping her son from killing their big homie, 2K. As soon as the incident began to flare off, a phone call was made, and the homies was on their way. Once she made up her mind to go speak with these young men, Miss Gotti got to her feet and strode quickly toward the gangbangers. She moved so fast for her age, even her son did not realize what was going on until his mother was out of his reach. Gotti jumped to his feet and screamed for his mother to come back, yet she ignored him for no other reason but to do God's will. As much as Gotti loved his mother, he was not a fool. It is a good chance that his enemies may kill his mother, yet there is a greater chance of them killing his mother if he decided to go after her, knowing that the sight of him and being out in the open would be every reason for the sea muscles to start shooting the whole place up. Mama Gotti made it to the group of young men, and as she walked past a few of the men, she respectfully said her excuse me, pardon me, and asking no one in particular who's the leader in charge and who does she need to speak to or with at this dire moment. Mama Gotti noticed a rather tall yet very slim young fellow slowly walking in between four guys. This young man approached Miss Gotti with a smile on his face, with both hands behind his back, obviously, to show her he was a respectful fellow. And he did listen and honor elders. "Hello, ma'am," said the slim young fellow, who everyone knew is True. True was the next big homie in charge, which meant he was second in command under 2K. After True spoke to Mama Gotti, she smiled back at him, opened her arms as if she was going to hug him, and then Miss Gotti placed her hands together as if she was about to pray. And as sad as it is to say, it would have been nice if that was what she was really doing. Because as the first word that she was about to say started forming in her mouth and taking shape with her lips, she never got to speak them. Never received the opportunity to understand why God, Eli, lama sabachthani, which is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? True hand came from around his back so quick, all Miss Gotti could do was stretch her eyes in disbelief as a Glock 40 with an extended clip was placed upon her forehead. Not even her son, the infamous young Cash Gotti, responded quick enough. He could only listen to the loud sound erupt from the powerful handgun and witness the back of his mother's head open up like a big mouth and spit her brains out. At one moment, Gotti thought, fuck it, and was about to go out gunning until his apartment had began to get redecorated by every Crip member that held onto a firearm. Gotti ducked the oncoming bullets and ran into the apartment for safety. The shooting lasted at least 2, maybe 3 minutes, sending crowds of people to run and find some form of cover so as not to get mixed up as one of the motherfuckers that these Crip niggas was looking for. True was already headed back to his car before the shooting ended. Making it to his vehicle, True looked in his back seat where they had placed his fellow brother and big homie, 2K, and he shook his head in disbelief. True took his blue flag from his back pocket and began wiping the brains and blood off Mama Gotti from his face.
We have Denzel Walker said, "I love y'all, man, straight up."
Appreciate it, family. We love you too, brother.
Then Miss Judon said, "No, not the elder."
Hey,
That's
got the
how
elder.
I feel,
Hey,
not Mama Gotti.
hey, you got to talk to the. Yeah, you got to talk to the. Hey, True did it, baby.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, you got to talk to True.
Gotti.
True did it. You know.
Come on.
Okay, now, True took his blue flag from his back pocket and began wiping the brains and blood of Mama Gotti from his face. After wiping off all that he felt was there, True jumped into his car, tied the bloody rag infested with brains around his rearview mirror, started the car, turned on his CD player, and started playing his favorite song by OG Low-Key, Loyalty. As he casually pulled off with that same smile on his face that he gave Mama Gotti right before he blew her brains out, True sang along with the hook, "Loyalty made me man, but man made me kill him. And that's the outcome of love of you niggas." Oh damn, I can't lie, I got love for you niggas. So every slug that you take, that's for love of you niggas.
Denzel Walker said, "Believe it." Okay, and that ended chapter. No. That's next scene. My bad. Next scene. Hours after the murder of Mama Gotti and the demolition of Jordan Street and an entire redecoration of Gotti's inside apartment, not only had Jordan Street, or what the Bloods refer to as 23rd, been left in a chaotic state, there exists a great psychological effect that is left on a lot of people. If you would truly allow yourself to see the many young and old that this will affect, people begin to fear going to sleep in their own neighborhoods, afraid that the same people who did these atrocities may come back for more retaliation. The truth of the matter is this: not only is it a fact that this silly shit is not over at all for Jordan Street, this feud, this vendetta that has now took a tremendous turn is now over for not over for the entire Dublin, Georgia. And that type of fear will cripple an entire city. It is the opportunity to not only continue a division, but to also control the manipulation, but to also control the multiplication, so everyone will respect the subtraction of a problem that was never ours. Even with that being known, do know this for a fact also, that there are surely, without a doubt, those that will not be controlled by fear, that believe and uphold that in order to be free of fear, you must fight that fear or conquer it. You have people living in Dublin right at this moment that look forward to all the unsuccess we have. And they enjoy seeing my people do these awful things, these awful atrocities, and these barbaric things to each other. Chris James says, "That's what we're missing today, loyalty and the respect of our elders. He didn't have to do her like that. It's up and stuck, I can see."
Hey, but, you know, they say God make things happen to make a ripple effect. God take a life in order for another life to be born. So that's what you got to look at right now. Maybe he did that in order for something else to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's in the life that we living right now, outside of this book, we would have hoped that that wouldn't happen. But in reality, we know folks do that, man. We know folks are doing it. You know what I'm saying? We know, and the majority of people that doing it in that type manner is our people. You know what I'm saying? So what we need to be trying to do is find out, why is it that it's our people that are quick to kill the elderly?
Excuse me. Even with that being known, do know this for a fact also. Thank you, baby. That there are surely, without a doubt, those that will not be controlled by fear, that believe and uphold that in order to be free of fear, you must fight that fear or conquer it. You have people living in Dublin right at this moment that look forward to all the unsuccess we have. And they enjoy seeing my people do all these awful atrocities and barbaric things to each other. I can never fully understand the reasons that my people chose to cause this type of harm to one another. The main thing it all comes down to is respect and disrespect. Yet whatever it is that causes us to blatantly disrespect one another, or to say we are doing this to ourselves because this nigga disrespected me, these things are also being done by the police or even other nationalities, judges. Hell, the entire government is disrespecting us, but no one is picking a fight with them. No one is saying, on God, bitch, you took mine, Obama, I'll kill you.
Denzel Walker said lack of home training. And Jerome Plummer said, keep doing your I'm all in with you, my cousin.
More
brother,
definitely.
mentor.
Appreciate you, cuz. More definitely. And feel you too, Denzel.
Let's see.
She said, he says lack of training.
Yeah, lack of home
Yeah,
training.
definitely. And see, we as fathers got to play a bigger role in that. You know, and bro, listen, not for me to get too far off that, but I'm gonna throw y'all something real quick on one of the main reasons why the fathers don't seem like they have important roles inside the households. It is because we have been taught to circumcise our sons. So see, at the moment of birth, every male that is being born at birth, you going through a traumatizing pain off the rip because you getting your penis chopped off the rip. So now, if you never would have got your penis chopped off the rip, then the father, see, a mother has to take time to teach her female daughter how to clean herself. You know, she has to teach her the feminine aspects, not the man. The man is not gonna feel comfortable doing that. So now, if you would have left your child to still have that foreskin buried on him, then that means you would have had to play a role in his life on a consecutive manner, because you would have had to teach him how to clean himself. You would have had to teach him how to clean what they call a sinful thing or uncircumcision. No, when we start getting our children circumcised, that took us out of the household, that made us non-important, non-existence. Okay. People come up with, back to the book, people come up with reasons to not fight them, but every reasons to fight one another. The knowledge is knowing the meaning of disrespect. The wisdom of this situation is to be able to determine when disrespect happens, regardless of who it comes from. And the understanding is knowing how to be equal in passing judgment on all those who fall under the label of disrespect. No favoritism, which is to say, it does not matter who the person is. We, not even just my people, but now the entire world, has been governed into different institutions of beliefs that will forever keep us all separated. And we would die to not only refute what was said, but to also die to protect those systems. Which brings us back to this point, that it is not just our people who have been placed under these secretly and thought out institutionalized teachings that have been created by these groups, that their legacies, not families, may last for generations to come. No human being is born a racist, yet we are born to love or to crave an affection of being protected and cared for. We can take children of different ethnic groups ranging around the ages of 3 and 5 and put them together to play and watch the magic, and put them together to play and watch the magic happen. The complexion of the skin does not matter, nor who has the most money. For them, all they see are friends, entertainment, playing. The children may get into an altercation, and if they do, it's not because they are racially profiling one another. Yet instead, it comes from an emotion that craves, not think. That just because you have something that I don't have, I catch an attitude, not hate you, but catch an attitude, but be a little jealous, and to be a little jealous. Now think about that for a minute. Now, once the concept of hating a person because of their genetic makeup is introduced, it makes it a completely different story. Maybe I can understand why you have a jealousy. Maybe it's just because I have something that you do not have and you won't. Yet I cannot understand and cannot fathom how it has become normalized to hate.
We have a comment. Chris James said, I can see a movie being made out of this book. It's because of fear of others, we will kill our own before we kill anybody else.
That last statement is powerful and a true statement. And we have to change that mind frame. We have to find a way to change that mind frame before our demise. We have to find a way to change at least 10 people of that mind frame. You know? Now, as far as this book being a movie, bro, I look forward to it. I have nobody who is willing to really sacrifice their time. Because time is very important, man, and I know that. You know, so I can't really expect people to really, especially if I don't have no, what people consider to be funds, to offer. I have nothing financially to offer people right now to want to act in my movie, but I want to do it. I want people to believe in my writing enough to want to come act. I really want to do that.
Let me see.
Denzel.
Okay.
No.
Larry Sinkfield said subject. He's just tuning in.
Okay. The subject, bro, is I'm reading my book. I'm reading the chapter of my book to see if everybody think that it's a pretty good book. It's worth me investing my time in it to continue it, to produce it and sell it and make a movie out of it.
Denzel said that I'm 43 neutral, hang out any side of town with no problems. All my life I respect others and theirs. Bro, Keith, you know me, not of me. It's all about respect over fear every day. The Coneys, you two motivate me. I really respect and appreciate y'all.
Oh, definitely. We respect you too, bro. Oh, definitely. I appreciate the powerful words too, family. Okay. Back to top of it.
Yep.
We all have been cunningly placed into different institutionalized belief systems so that the government can operate in secret on what is considered to them the future place of utopia. Or should I say, your heaven on earth. How do I know these things? Well, what I have explained is no different than this young guy who is sitting in front of the television said, watching the Dublin 6 o'clock news. This young fella name is Brendan Katz. He would prefer people to call him Psycho. Psycho is also a part of a group that goes by the name Brotherhood of the Dragon. Brandon is a 31-year-old Caucasian who deeply loves his heritage. This fella is a proud American and loves his country, and he loves being called a cracker. Brenda enjoyed being called this name because in his institutionalized teaching, it taught him that this name cracker symbolizes power and respect. This name symbolizes being a master to a group of people it thinks it is greater than. When dealing with the history of the slaves, it is said that in truth, this name came from the sound of a whip that was being cracked while beating the people into submission. The usage comes from the enslaved people using the codes to communicate with one another, which call this name now to be interpreted as a slave driver and master. And that is why people like this young man, Psycho, love to be called or acknowledged as a cracker. Y'all heard it. You heard it. Psycho was sitting in front of the television, watching the Dublin news with excitement as he listened to the television reporter basically talk about how stupid these fools are for helping people like Psycho out by committing genocide to his own people. Psycho got a bit more excited and screamed out, Dorothy! Dorothy, come here, sweetie! Come look at this pathetic ass shit. Psycho continued to scream as he pointed toward the television as if she had already come out the kitchen to watch the news with him. Brandon and Dorothy had been married now for a little over 9 years. She truly loved Brandon. And it was not just because she had seen it, it was also because she knew it. Dorothy knew that there was so much more to her husband than what other people saw and interpreted him as. Even more than he even cared to believe in his own damn self. Dorothy was not a part of her husband's fraternity, and nor did she share any of his beliefs or views.
Okay, we have a few more comments. Jerome said, I'm the best actor.
Hey, you got to get way down here.
Chris James said, you got us, bro. We get people that's not looking for a payout from the start, but are willing to support the cause of a brother that's trying to bring about a change.
Right, because that can help build up even, if people are willing to help do it for the free screen right now, because even everything is free right now. It costs me to pay for the videos, the cameras, we can all help each other build up portfolios. And if this movie can be, and if this thing can go viral, it can go big, guess what? You could be the next Denzel, the next Whoopi Goldberg, and let's help each other out. If people really think it's this good.
Yeah. And then Jerome Plummer said, proud cousin, too deep. Yeah. Now, I hate to be the bearer of the party pooper, but we coming up on our 47 minutes.
Okay, y'all. It sound like I'm going to do that rest of that right now.
Okay.
This finna be we finna get to the end right here, y'all, and then y'all, tell me what you're thinking, how you feel. Should I pursue? Should I continue? Is it worth it? And are y'all willing to, if I script it out, how many people are really willing to come here and let's start doing this damn thing? Okay. Dorothy did not share any of his beliefs or views. She could not and would not share any belief that revolves around hating another people because of their nationality, nor because of a person's physical makeup. There were so many times that Dorothy had come to the decision to leave her supposedly God-fearing husband, Brendan Katz. And the sad thing about it is he never even had a clue that the love of his life was about to give in on him and file a divorce. Dorothy stayed because she really wanted to help this man that she knew she fell in love with, because she knew he was still in there, regardless of his choices. Dorothy stayed with Brendan because she knew that he would change. Yet every day that comes, every week that passes, and for every month that is generated to make up the years, Dorothy saw that it seemed next to impossible to happen, as she instead watched the loyalty of her husband grow more and more for the Brotherhood of the Dragon instead of their marriage. "What's up, baby?" Dorothy asked as she stopped next to her husband's chair to watch what had him so excited. "These goddamn niggers killing the prince more than we do," Psycho exclaimed excitedly while bouncing up and down in his chair as if he was on some sort of bouncing up and down in his chair as if he was on some sort of chair with a sittable trampoline in the middle of it. "You mean what you all do, Brandon? Do not include me in you and your friends' Boy Scout ideologies," stated Dorothy in her sarcastic manner. Psycho quickly snapped his head towards his wife's direction upon hearing her make that statement. He knew that Dorothy did not share his views nor uphold the same concepts that he and the other members of the Dragons held. He knew that she had no problem with admitting that to him as his associates with no he knew that she had no problem with admitting that to him or his associates with no problem, and Psycho hated that. Psycho knew that no matter what he said or did, his wife and friend Dorothy Katz would not ever take into her life that belief system that he shares, and that always causes him to hear the voice of the great red dragon saying to him while placing a solid strong hand on his shoulder, Psycho, you know as well as we do, your wife Dorothy is a nigger lover. You cannot trust her, buddy. The great red dragon would then put his face in a manner that would force Psycho to look him in the eyes, and he would continue to tell Psycho, your wife, son, she is going to be the fall of our pure white race, and we do not need that to happen. No man should put no man against his wife unless it endangers the entire race. We must rectify the things in 1776 and before. We must drain this godforsaken swamp so we can rebuild this great nation. Psycho, you must make a choice between your wife and our race. You have 1 year to make your decision or convince your wife to believe as we should all believe. That conversation that Brendan had with the Great Red Dragon was 11 months ago. As of today. And every time a conversation like this comes up, it places Brendan in the mind frame of reality that he really does not want to accept. Brendan really and truly loved his wife endlessly. Brendan could never hurt his wife Dorothy, nor would he ever allow someone else to even try to cause harm against her. Dorothy was the only person, place, or thing that has ever loved him until he became associated with the Brotherhood of the Dragon. Brendan never told Dorothy that the choice or the time frame that he was given. He just held on to the faith, believing that within a year's time he knew he could convince his wife to change her mind. Brendan had now begun to realize that this would never happen, which in turn has caused him to think that his wife and his longtime best friend does not love him. He knew that she did not care about him. She did not care about how she made him look in front of all his brotherhood, simply because it was all about her from the very beginning. Brendan snatched up the remote and turned the television off. He got himself up out the chair and quickly moved past his wife, refusing to even look her way, and went outside, slamming the door hard, but not as hard as he wanted to. Once outside, Psycho walked to the edge of the porch, took out his cell phone from out his pocket, and decided to give the Great Red Dragon a call. After about 3 rings, the Red Dragon answered the phone, and after a few seconds of awkward silence, Psycho simply said into the phone, "I'm ready," and hung up. That'll be a break right there, y'all. You know, next time that we get a chance to do another reading, it's gonna be the 3rd week. You know, I do them every 3 weeks of every month. You know, but right now we're finna jump down here and see what's going on right here. But y'all let me know what you think about what you heard so far. Do you think that I should keep? Well, I done finished the book already. You know what I'm saying? Do you think I should put it in a book format? Do y'all want to continue to hear me read it over the internet? You know, give me some feedback.
So Chris James said, I'm behind you 100% with the movement.
Definitely.
Eddie Carswell said, yo.
What it do? EL.
Toya Davis, I'm late as always.
That's good, baby. But, hey, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for showing up.
Denzel Walker, there is only one race, the human race.
Definitely.
And then he told Toya she could save the video. And Toya says, say less.
Right.
Denzel Walker said, love it, yes.
Yeah, most definitely. So,
Miss June said, I want a copy.
Okay, definitely. Right now I'm in the process of, I done wrote it and done finished the book. Right now, I'm now in the process of tightening it up in the correct book format on my laptop. So once I get that completed,
We doing our self printing. We do our own self printing and our self binding. We doing our own book covers and everything. You know, so I'm really looking forward to everybody supporting the endeavor.
Toya said, I'm at work. That's why. And Chris Shane said, you got to, bro. The first chapter already got me stuck.
Right. I appreciate it. I really want to do it in a movie fashion, man. I really got a lot of ideas already that I would like to invest in. We're doing movies, man. You know, if you notice, every visual video, music video that I shoot, 9 times out of 10, I'm in that video by myself. You know, because my wife is the videographer. She's the one behind she's the one holding the cameras. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so it's I don't feel like I have people support me. I really want that. I really want a lot of my videos to be supportive. I got so many ideas, so many visual ideas that need to be seen. And I feel like, you know, we deal with a lot of visuals and a lot of signs. You know, so if we could really come together and build educationally. Now, you know, everybody like to get together and try to build religiously. You know, I'm saying educationally. You know, to the point where each one teach one. Let's grow and develop together, man. You know, and as we grow and develop through education, we doing it through a visual manner. Well, I think visually, if we can all come together and build concepts visually and project them out to our people, we can gain. You know, we can get a better stronghold with our people. You know, we got too many avenues to do it right now. You know, a lot of us, especially as men, we feel like to unify gives up certain powers, certain strengths, certain rights, when it doesn't, man. It doesn't. You know, in the end, what it really does, it helps eases the mind. Because it gives you somebody that's willing to indulge into the same type endeavors that you are indulging in. So now you ain't got to do everything at once yourself.
He said, see, you already got the camera woman and director.
Right. You know, what we need is the bodies. Right now, man, one of my visions is to, since I don't have enough people right now, I don't learn how to put 3 of me in one shooting at a time. Man, I'm finna go Eddie Murphy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, except for wearing a dress, I'm not gonna wear no dress. Anytime a female need to be acted out in any one of my movie scripts, if it don't be my wife or one of my daughters, hey, it's got to be somebody. It's not gonna be Key Coney. Key Coney's not wearing a dress.
Denzel Walker said, strength is in numbers.
Definitely. Let's build them. You know what I'm saying? Let's build them. We got them. Let's build them. You know, so I'm still looking for some
feedback.
Yes, but but still, I really want to, like, just say for instance, me sitting inside this house, which I attribute as the womb. Man, I download shit just consecutively, man. I got so much shit to try to study and get into that sometimes it's just hard for me to get into it. Cause I'm stuck, you know. I'll be like, damn, I need to be studying how to create websites. No, but I gotta be writing this book. But damn, I need to be doing this movie. But damn, I need to be studying the laws of admiralty. But damn, I need to be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I keep getting caught up in so much, and it's like, so what if I can fuck around and I can hook up with a whole lot of other brothers and females that don't mind studying, man, and we can sit down and we can build. Hell right. I don't know if you be watching this or not. But I remember at one time we was talking, and you was talking about your mother or your grandmother used to do a newspaper. Man, we in a position where we can reconnect with our people by doing the same thing. You have that type of information. Let's get together. Let's build. You know, we can really build our own economical and political and social network. We can do it. And we can do it independently
without any assistance from the government. We can do it all independently of the government. We can do it for the people and by the people. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well,
Self-sufficiency.
self-sufficient.
I feel like people are scared to be self-sufficient.
I do too.
Scared to step out on their own. But that's the point of having a team, because you can't fail when one person is weak, the other person, steps in and helps.
There's still a lot of areas in my life, in the life that me and my baby have right now. It's still a lot of areas that we still need some assistance in. And just say right now, not even just so much as about with the videos. It's a chess game being played. It's a chess game being played, man. And everybody that is out here on this board, if they'll really learn how to play their position and really take the envy or the jealousy or the concern of losing out of their minds, not your heart, if you take it out of your mind and collectively get together and unify, man, we will be unstoppable, man. We will be unstoppable. When you hear people saying grand rising, I know a lot of people get to the point where they look at it ancestral. And shouldn't nothing be wrong with that. You should want to be a part of something that deals with your people instead of something that's been handed down by your enemy. But still, when you hear people say grand rising, the main beautiful thing behind grand rising is the same concept of the sleeping giant. That's why y'all see me doing that behind a lot of my posts a lot. Grand rising is the day that all my people, man, I'm not gonna say wake up because you awoke, but realize that you are living, breathing, flesh and blood, human being. You need no mediator or dictator for nothing. We can do this shit ourselves. We can do this. If you ever, man, that's the grand rising. Once our people come to the realization that we can, just like the Chinese, just like the Puerto Ricans or the Mexicans, just like everybody got their own. Niggas in America ain't got nothing. If we ever have a great grand rising and wake up, that sleeping giant that everybody talk about, man, I'm telling you, this will be the Jubilee. We got the numbers. Everybody keeps saying we got the numbers, but ain't nobody trying to unify. Everybody swear they got problems. Everybody gonna always find a way to say they got some form of a problem with somebody that we trying to build and unify with. Everybody gonna always try to find a way to, man, you got problems with the goddamn police. You got a problem going to work in the goddamn moment, but you'll find a way still to work around it. You'll go to work and with your boss man, you have a problem with your boss man, but you'll still find a way to come up with an excuse to stay there. But you can't find no excuse to work and unify with your motherfucking people. Man, I'm telling you, how can you love God who you never seen, but hate your brother who you see every day? Man, come on with it, y'all. When we gonna do it? Talking cheap. You know?
Yeah. So on that note, we're coming up on the end of our podcast hour.
Okay, I only got 5 of them.
But we're gonna leave that with you to think about. Continue the conversation in the comments. Please continue to leave your feedback on the definitely, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely. And man, listen, y'all do me a favor. Everybody that's on here right now with us, right, man, please share it. Please share it.
Yeah. Let me see. Chris James said we have to understand where one is weak, we have one that is strong in that department. Denzel Walker said facts, and Miss Judon said say that. Right.
So hey, I'm gonna go back over everybody's conversation, probably not today, but tomorrow. And eventually I'm gonna get in contact with everybody who's saying that they about this movement. And we're gonna start making some movements. And we're gonna start making a movement to the point of where, hey, we trying to get, It'd be a lie if I tell y'all that I could put you in a position to where you could never have a worry again. That'd be a goddamn lie. And my nickname would be shit. You know, it ain't nothing that you're gonna do in life that's gonna ever put you to the point where you ain't have no worries until you lay in that grave. Cause see, I don't know what happened after you die. But I know from me looking at that body, them folks ain't worrying about nothing no more. That's the only time I know you ain't gonna worry about nothing when them 10 toes up there. You know what I'm saying? But I know that we could be comfortable. We could put ourselves in a position to where I'm telling you, man, ain't no fucking way that we supposed to be dependent on no McDonald's, no Burger King. Ain't no way we supposed to be working in places like those, man. Places like those shouldn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? You got places where you got a Boy Grill right down the road. You know what I'm saying? That's owned by our people. That should exist. Boy, you got what chicken place is, baby, down there south side? Man, you got Paula's down there. You know what I'm saying? That supposed to exist. You know what I'm saying? Cat Kitchen. Man, that should have never even closed. Huh? I want to get slapped with one of Cat Kitchen cornbread right now. Hell you mean? That supposed to be, ain't no way Burger King and McDonald's and all that shit. Come on, man. Our people could do just as, come on, not just as great. Our people do greater. Our people do greater. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer.
So I'm glad I'm self-employed.
Definitely. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer, but I'm gonna get in contact with y'all. Excuse me. It's good. I'm gonna get in contact with everybody, see what goes on, man. And man, look, let's build a dub. Let's rebuild a dub, man. Let's rebuild a dub, man.
All right. Y'all have a good evening, and we